Well, 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 we've just got a report of a large convoy heading east-northeast at 7 knots. I think there's a reasonable chance it'll maintain course for a while. So I think we've got every chance of catching it should we go after it. So in that case, I'll head standard, start heading north, and we'll start working on a potential intercept. So east-northeast, eh? We could call that... Well, it depends really. We could try to estimate their course in some way, but that's not really east-northeast. Be something like that. Mathematically speaking, he says, pulling up a calculator. Could be something like 0.75 maybe? You could proceed based on that assumption, although that would seem to be... You'd have to assume that she was going into the Bristol Channel here. Which doesn't seem terribly likely, but it's possible. Yeah, actually, it could be. Okay, then. We can probably proceed on something like that assumption, then. I'll just do a mark so that we have the almost, well, pretty much exact position at the time of the report. And... what would 0.75 be like? I think we'd be better off assuming something like that. Would they pass south of that? I guess they would. Alright, well, we will assume that she is heading on roughly that course. Speed of 7 knots. Let's see, if we can make 12, we should be able to catch them. In fact, once we straighten out, we should be going a little bit faster than that. But 7 knots. Present speed, how long will it take us to reach, say, the end of that course line? 15 hours. How far can they go in 15 hours? Well, this only goes up to 10, but we'll work on something based on that. 130, roughly speaking. Alright. Oh, that's not bad. Puts them there. Assuming I want to be a little bit ahead of the convoy when we intercept. By, say, I don't know, 15k would probably be adequate. If I were to do something like this, just wait till we complete that turn and come back up to standard speed. What would our time to end? Whoops, maximum range, yeah. Oh, well, I'm sure we can go plenty far. 9 hours. Perfect, I could even tighten that up a little bit. Alright. That should be a fairly solid intercept, I think, assuming the convoy is heading that way. We did get a report a while ago of a warship heading south at 26 knots, and being here, we were never going to catch that, so I didn't bother mentioning it. But this, I like this. I think we got a decent chance of catching it.
Schleichfahrt. Beide Maschinen kleine Fahrt. 50 Umdrehung.
Alright, so I've gotten just in front of where I figured the convoy would be by now. But I don't think I've got anything on the hydrophone. They should be... It's been about 10.5 hours. They should be, well, between this mark and here, provided they were on that course, which suggests to me that they probably weren't, and may have gone further north. That being said, I am hesitant to pursue it too far into the Celtic Sea, into this shallow water like this. I mean, we're already in somewhat shallow water, which could put us in a slightly dangerous position if we're being hunted by convoy escorts. That being said, a prize this big, I don't want to let it slip through my fingers too much, so what I think I will do is run a little ways to the north on the assumption that the convoy was somewhere further north and see if we can pick anything up, but I don't want to pursue it beyond like here-ish. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if we can find it. Well, I'm sorry to report that this whole thing seems to have been a bit of a bust. After running that intercept based on the assumption that she was headed into the Bristol Channel this way, I ran a little bit further north and well, actually ran a lot further north to see if I could do an intercept on the assumption that the convoy was bound for Liverpool. And after that I came back down here to see if we could find anything on the assumption that it was headed on a northerly course into the Bristol Channel, but I've got nothing on the hydrophone, so something somewhere got messed up. Possibly in the realm of my math, that would seem to be the most likely thing, but unfortunately I think what we're going to have to do is just call this off surface and head back to our designated patrol area. Because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we have not completed our 24-hour patrol there yet, so that's probably well, what we ought to be doing. Well, we have a ship spotted. Yeah. Bearing 069, 067. Oh, helps to look at the horizon. Oh. But it's neutral. Well, that's not so great then. And it is just a single ship, right? Nothing flagged sailing along with it. Oh, that ship's blacked out. In that case, I'm going to go over and have a look. Because they might just be being cheeky and having a combatant's ship sailing alongside a neutral in the hopes of us not attacking it, so let's see about that. All ahead standard. In fact, I might elect to be a little bit sneakier about this and have us dive so that we can do whatever we're about to do undetected, since for all we know the rear ship could be British and armed. Yeah. I'll adjust course to make a little intercept here. Just want to extend my line out a little further. Yeah. Oh, I can do this? Okay. I will then. No, I don't want that. We'll run out ahead, but we'll keep our distance. Yeah, they shouldn't spot us that far away. Our profile should be low enough. And try and get in front of those ships so that we can at least have a look, because if the one that's blacked out is not neutral, I have no qualms about shooting it. So bring up some speed. I don't want to... Ooh, those are going reasonably fast. We might have to go a little bit further. Radio message. Yeah, whatever. 5,200 ton steamer, that's not terrible. Let's update my course line. We might have to run this a little further out in order to properly get ahead of those ships. There we go. I won't run ahead full for any longer than I feel I have to. Yeah, I'll come back to a head standard. Barely outrunning them on a head standard. Those ships are moving fast. Yeah, we'll run on a head full for a while then. Okay, now we're good, I think. Keep moving, keep moving. We gotta get in front of these buggers right quick here. Okay, now all ahead standard. And ooh. Oh yeah, it's the morning, so it's getting light. Ah, that's not helpful. Has that rear ship turned? No. In that case, all ahead full. Let's get me a little closer before we dive. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. All ahead standard, periscope depth. Okay. Once we're at periscope depth, ahead 1/3. Square up this line a little bit. Scope's coming up. Neither of those were particularly big ships. Like, I think the rear one that we would actually be able to shoot at was maybe a tramp steamer or something, so I'll run the book out to the other end, which has the smaller, well, it might have been a Granville. We'll leave it there for now. There we go. Here's our neutral. Okay. Ooh, yeah, we need to get... I want to get closer. But we've got lots of time to do it, so what I'll do is actually bring our speed right down so that we're still moving a little bit. Keep coming, keep coming. Yeah, it's properly light now. We want to be careful actually with the scope a little bit. How close do I want to get? Within a kilometer, ideally. And ideally at a 90-degree angle. Which I seem to have pretty much managed to nail, so never mind. Okay, let's at least identify, well, still kind of far away. You know what? I'll put the scope down and wait till the hydrophone contact gets closer. I should mention now, actually, that a while ago while we were running, right after sinking that first ship, actually, during the night, I reloaded our external since I figured it was as good an opportunity as we were going to get. All stop. You don't need to get any closer right now. Ooh, my line was off. Or maybe not. Bring the scope up and get a visual position before I go mucking around with that. Ooh, not all the way up. Keep that scope as low as we can. That is a small merchant. Still don't know who it belongs to yet, so we will positively identify that prior to any kind of shooting. Oh, could be a small freighter. In fact, I think it is. We'll mark it as that for now and double check when it gets closer. Okay, down scope. And, oh, the actual thing is between my two marks there. Okay. So their actual course line is more like that, which means I'm closer than I thought. Which means we can stay stopped. Yeah, 800 meters. I don't mind shooting from a distance of 800 meters. That's perfectly fine by me. Okay, that should be close enough-ish. Bring the scope up. I'm a little bit worried about our depth. The fact that we're stopped means we might not be able to maintain it super easily. Ah. Show me your flag. Because that ship is lit up. I'm curious as to who it belongs to, actually, but that's definitely a small freighter. Right? Yeah, gotta be. Alright, in that case, I'll set up a solution on it, but we won't shoot until we can positively identify it. fact, you know what? I'm going to drop the scope again, just so as to really minimize our, not too fast, minimize our exposure when it comes to that. And up with the scope again. Is that the British merchant flag? I don't know. What flag is that? I won't lean too close to the... That's American, I think. Flag's kind of dark, but it looks blue and pinkish red. Yeah. But what about this other one? I'll let the neutral pass clear. Yeah, that's American. It is no doubt taking war supplies to Britain, but whatever. Oh, actually, that's not a small freighter. That is a small passenger cargo. I'm almost sure. Is that back a bit? Glad I caught that. That is one of these. Yeah, passenger cargo. And it is armed. And it is also... That looks a lot like an American flag, but I can't be sure. Let her come in a little further. Yeah. That is an American ship, but it is taking war material to Britain very obviously. Oh boy, I think I need a lawyer for this. Well, and it's blacked out, and it's armed. I think, legally, I almost could shoot this. Flagging. I mean, obviously we're not officially at war yet. Ooh. Where are we? World-wise, yeah. Lead ship is lit up as neutral. Trailing ship is not, but it's still American. Ugh. I'm really not sure what to do about that. But... Well, we're running out of time, whatever we do decide to do. Let's grab it its speed purely as an academic exercise. Puts it at 7.5 knots for 100 meters. Ship length is 78. Time was 25 seconds. Makes it 7 knots. Seems vaguely correct, but... Well... I've got a solution, but I'm not sure if we should do it or not. We don't really have the excuse of not being able to see its flag because it's dark. I'm trying to think of this from a cover my own arse perspective. Hey. The trigger finger is very itchy, but... No, we don't do it. Ugh! It was a tough decision to make, but I think it was the right one. The ship is neutral and we don't have enough plausible deniability to say it wasn't Germany. So that's, I think, the decision I'm going to have to go with. We're going to have to let it go. And I think carry on our merry way, feeling somewhat impotent. Especially in the full knowledge that that ship is taking war material to the enemy. But what are you going to do? If anyone has any strong opinions about this matter, do feel free to sound off in the comments. I'm curious as to what any other opinions might be on the subject. But for the time being, we're going to carry on back to BE-62 and see what we find.